Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I hope having a good week so far. Today is Monday, 16th of March 2015 and well, welcome back. It has been a while since I've done a really extensive geeky video updates and I think the last one I did was at Christmas. And obviously during that time I've been reviewing Flash and Arrow as well for everybody that's been interested in that. There will be an announcement that I'm going to make, not now, but in May, regarding Arrow and the Flash and the other DC Comics TV shows as well. So yeah, I'll talk about that, you know, in a couple of months' time to let you know what is happening about that. But flipping hell, the last few months already we have had some interesting news come out. Still no Batman vs Superman trailer, so we're still waiting for that one. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we're going to get it hopefully in the next few weeks. I'm guessing it'll probably be April. Not that there's any big Warner Brothers movies coming out next month. We know that Mad Max Fury Road is out in May, so maybe Warner's might use that as the tentpole to release the trailer for Batman v Superman. I was under the impression, or I was hoping rather, that they would have released it ahead of Jupiter Ascending, which came out last month, but that didn't happen. So yeah, we're still pretty much waiting on the trailer for that. But before I dive back into movie news, let's kick into TV stuff. And oh my god, what a lot of stuff we've got already. Supergirl, Arrow Season 4, Flash Season 2, iZombie's due to kick off, Agent Carter has just finished, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back on, Gotham Season 2 as well. Flipping it, there's a whole load of stuff happening. We've got another DC Comics property coming into the fold called Lucifer. I don't really know a great deal about that character whatsoever, but I know that Neil Gaiman is attached to it. He's got a lot of influence on that character. I believe he's written the character as well. So that's a big thing right now. But let's talk about Supergirl, the new TV series that they are hoping to kick off. It's already started filming in the last week or so, and we've already seen official pictures of Melissa Benoist as Kara. And well, my thoughts on the suit. I know a lot of people have been asking me what I think about it, and I have to admit I actually like the suit. It's very much likened to that of Man of Steel, so they are still keeping in line with that that theme. The boots a bit too high. I think they've gone for they've looked at the new 52 style and thought, yeah, well, let's do something like that, but make it our own. So it's very, very high above the knees in a way. I still would have preferred it in the sort of Supergirl movie type length boots. That I think that would have been a lot better. She's wearing tights as well, so you know, I guess it's all about keeping her covered up. And it's still similar to the Supergirl outfit from the movie that Helen Slater wore as well. But the logo on the chest as well is very, very unique. It's a lot more what we're used to in a sense, you know, like the original version as we've seen in the past. And also, it's not a yellow background now. It's more of it's basically a dark. It's got the blue background for the logo, but if you look closely at the S, you'll actually see a yellow outline around the edges of the symbol. The cape as well looks pretty impressive. Not too long, and not as short as what Helen Slater was wearing in the movie back in 1985, I think it was. So yeah, overall it does look good. I really like the look of it. I know that people are having their usual arguments about it. I know the biggest one being that she might be wearing heels for her boots. We all know what happened when Wonder Woman's costume got revealed last year. So for me, not a problem again. As long as it functions well and she looks good and she moves well in the costume, it's a sweet deal. Speaking of Supergirl, as I say, they have started filming. We have seen some set pictures already, Melissa in particular in her, you know, Linda Danvers, Linda Lee, alter ego, with the glasses and the frumpy hair and stuff. We don't know if she is actually going to be wearing a wig or if the hair's going to be dark. I think the hair's going to remain the same, you know, blonde, but just wearing glasses. So it's going to be the usual Clark Kent, fool everybody with a pair of glasses disguise. They've already cast 2 big names as well for the pilot. None other than Dean Cain and Helen Slater themselves. Can you imagine? I mean, we don't know what role they're playing in yet. It's still a mystery. People are suggesting that Dean might be playing Kara's father, Zor-El. Wouldn't mind seeing him in that role, but I would expect something slightly different for Dean. And I'm going down the villain route. I'm seeing something down the villain route for him, for as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, who knows how that will turn out. Helen Slater, again, I don't know who she's going to play. I really have no idea. They've also cast Winslow Schott. Who else have they cast? Obviously, Jimmy Olsen was cast. They've now cast... Are they called Alexa Luthor, I believe? Oh no, Alexa Danvers. That's it. Alex Danvers, who's the adopted sister of Kara. So they've got her cast, and Hank Henshaw as well has been cast. David Harewood, if you've seen Robin Hood from the BBC TV show many years ago, I love that show. David Harewood is now going to be playing Hank Henshaw, aka Cyborg Superman. Very exciting times on that front for me, as far as I'm concerned. What else? So that's pretty much Supergirl. So she's pretty much up and away. The pilot is filming, as I've already said, for the 3rd time again. We're hoping, I'm sure it's going to air around June, July time, if we focus on when TheFlash was aired. Fingers crossed we'll get a leaked version like we did with TheFlash in Constantine. Is there a possibility that it could still cross over with Arrow and TheFlash? Yes, there is, but at the moment, as Greg Berlanti has stated, that they're just concentrating on the show on its own for the time being, and then we'll see how things progress once the show gets a series order, and then we'll go on from there. Arrow, I've just watched not long ago, long before doing this video, watched the Paley Fest sizzle reel for the rest of the episodes for season 3 of Arrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for serious epic stuff. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers right now, I suggest you stop watching and stop listening. Captain Lance finds out about the Arrow, who he really is. Ray Palmer finds out who the Arrow is. Captain Lance is Nanda Parbat. Who else have we got? Yes, we also see Black Canary, aka Laurel Lance, talking to Cisco Ramon, mentioning how she knows that Barry Allen is the Flash, and she reveals to Cisco that she is Black Canary, and you see this geeky moment from Cisco going, "I love you," and I'm thinking, holy shit, what the hell's going on? It's all kicking off. Obviously, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Captain Cold's sister, Golden Glider as well, but the big one for me, the Trickster on the Flash as well. Wow. So yeah, Captain Cold and Heatwave. Now obviously I've transitioned to the Flash right now because I've seen the Flash sizzle reel as well, and it's just pure epicness. Seeing Mark Hamill return as the Trickster was just brilliant, and just hearing, there was a moment where we heard his Joker voice as well, was just fabulous. I can't wait to see him in action. Looking forward to it. But yeah, they pretty much showed what the rest of the season is going to show for both Arrow and the Flash, and I'm just wetting myself for both of them. I mean, especially the Flash. I cannot wait to see what happens with the Reverse Flash. And Eddie Thawne, he goes rogue, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Thawne turns bad. He turns bad, and I'm not sure if he's doing it off his own back because he now knows about Iris and Barry, but oh my god, he turns bad. And speaking of the Flash, season 2, there's a possibility that we may have Wally West or Bart Allen. I know a lot of people are saying it's a bit too soon to feature those two. I agree. However, probably best to introduce Bart Allen. If you're going to introduce Bart Allen, use him in the future, because we know Bart is from the future. He is essentially Barry Allen's grandson. So if we can use him in the future, like fast forward to the future, see Bart Allen looking in the past or something like that, but don't bring him to the present just yet, because we don't want Barry to have a sidekick this early on. We know that it wasn't until season 2 when obviously Oliver and Roy, partner up, and obviously now in season 3 officially he is now Arsenal. So it took them 3 seasons to get Arsenal up and running. So if we can do the same for the Flash in terms of sidekicks, that would be great. But yeah, other things like Grodd, as I've already mentioned Reverse Flash. Can't wait to see more of Firestorm. We know that Atom is going to feature also on the Flash. It's going to be the all-star team up. Oh wow, so much going on there. What else? Obviously I mentioned iZombie earlier on. That's due to start this week. Don't forget, of course, I completely forgot to mention, Arrow and the Flash return this week. Tomorrow night is the Flash, and then Wednesday night is Arrow. Tomorrow night after the Flash will be iZombie, and for those of you interested in Marvel stuff, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also back on tomorrow, which came back on last week. I watched it. Superb. What a return. I mean, I remember when the first season came out. For the first half, it was really shit. It was really shit. But after that, because of the connection with Captain America the Winter Soldier, it really picked up. It really picked up pace. And now that they've got the Inhumans in the mix, it's definitely turned into something interesting. Very, very good. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still knocking it out the park. As I've already mentioned, Agent Carter, which finished 2 weeks ago. Very, very good. Missing it already. Is there going to be a second season? Don't know. Ideally, I think it would be nice to be kept as one season, purely because it's like one of those things where you just get one-off sort of story to bridge the gap between what happened after Captain America disappeared, and then we go 70 years after that into the present day as well. But there were so many links to with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, as well as the wider cinematic universe for Marvel as well. I mean, they primarily were dealing with Howard Stark, his inventions, and also Captain America's blood as well was heavily involved in that series as well. I would like to see it come back for a second series. It'd be interesting to see how they do it. But the first season was pretty good. Very, very good. So yeah, if it does come back, I look forward to it. So yeah, iZombie also starts tomorrow. I still don't know anything about it much. All that I know is that we've got this character by the name of Liv who gets killed and is back as a zombie, and she eats brains, and from those brains she learns about the people who died, how they were killed, who their killer was, this, that and the other. So she's like a private investigator essentially. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. What else? Still focusing on TV news. So I've already talked about Arrow, Flash, Gotham. Good Lord, yes. Well, Gotham finishes on the 4th of May, which, by the way, I forgot to mention about Arrow and the Flash. The season finale for Arrow and the Flash, season finale for Arrow is on May 13th, and the Flash is on May 19th. So pop those in your calendars, people, in your DVRs or whatever. Those are the finales for those two shows. So Gotham will finish on the 4th of May. It is currently on a break. It's not back until April now. But we have also learned that the character of Fish Mooney, played by Jada Pinkett Smith, will not be back for season 2 of Gotham. So we don't know what the outcome for Fish is going to be, whether or not she's going to be killed off or she's going to move on elsewhere. Who knows? I really like the character of Fish, but I feel that in the lately in the episodes, I think the writers have sort of lost her way. It's like they're just keeping her for the sake of it now. It's like she doesn't have a purpose anymore. She lost her purpose when she left Gotham, essentially. She said she was going to come back as a different person, more ready to take on Carmine Falcone, but yeah, I can't see that happening now. They've turned her into something else, and she's sort of lost that edge. She had the edge when she was there in Gotham in charge and stuff, but now that she's not really there. She's not really in charge of anyone or anything. So, yeah, she's not going to return for season 2, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how they play this one out. But the show itself is doing really well. Did you all see the episode with the kid as the Joker? The origin of the Joker has already started. That kid was sinister. Sinister as hell. What a good origin, I think, for the Joker. And then obviously we had the introduction of the Red Hood gang as well. So it's all playing, people. It's all playing in there. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. I know I haven't been reviewing it. Some people have asked me why am I not reviewing Gotham, and it is because there wasn't many people watching it. To be totally honest with you, it wasn't getting as many views as what Arrow and TheFlash are still getting. So that's why I stopped reviewing that, as well as Constantine, which is finished. So we missed Constantine. We would like to get back for a second season. Don't think it's going to come back on NBC. There's chatter that maybe Sci-Fi could pick it up, which would be really good because that's a cable channel, which means that there's a lot more money, which means they can go a bit further with a lot of things as well. Particularly for me, I want to see the Spectre. Jim Corrigan, for me, would be great. Zed Martin, I miss her dearly as well. So I would like to see Constantine back. It's just a shame that it hasn't been renewed yet. We won't find out till about May if A, NBC do decide to renew it, or B, it goes elsewhere, or C, that's it. One season, it's over. It'll be a real shame because I love Constantine, really like it. Excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the TV side of things. So actually, just one more thing I forgot to add. We've now got Lucius Fox is going to be joining Gotham. I'm guessing he'll be starting in the second season, they're saying he's going to appear in the penultimate episode of this season. So the second to last episode, we're going to see the introduction of one Lucius Fox, and we all know who he is and what he's about. And a guy by the name of Chris Chalk from Homeland. I'm sure a lot of you who watch that show will know who he is. He's playing the illustrious Lucius Fox. So there we go. Now on to movie news. This is the part you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. Where do I start? I might as well kick off with Avengers Age of Ultron because that's around the corner now. We're just over a month away from it being released. Here in the UK, that is. Less than 2 months away for the US. So I've already booked my ticket for me and my girlfriend. We are going to the midnight show, and she's never been to a midnight showing of a movie before, so this will be a whole new experience for her, bless her. But yeah, we are going Thursday, April 23rd, Odeon IMAX 3D. Cannot wait. We are watching all the previous films before that, so I have shown her so far Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2 and Thor. So we've still got Captain America, the First Avenger, Avengers, and then Iron Man 3, and then Thor, The Dark World, then Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and then, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, she's liking them so far. She is enjoying them. With me being a big DC Comics fan, she knows I'm a big DC Comics fan, being a big Superman fan. She has seen Man of Steel. She enjoyed it. So I will show her all the other Superman films, obviously Superman and Superman 2, maybe Superman 3, but I probably won't kill her with Superman 4. But yeah, no, she has seen Man of Steel. So seeing as, obviously Warner Brothers and DC don't have a full cinematic universe already kicked off like Marvel have at the moment, it's not established. Obviously we've only got Man of Steel, so which is why I'm showing her all the Marvel stuff beforehand, before we see Age of Ultron. So yeah, she's enjoying them. She's not a big geek, she's not a geek in any sense, but she is enjoying the films. She particularly loves Iron Man. So she loves Iron Man already. She was saying how she wanted to watch Iron Man 1, 2 and 3 and then that was it. I said, no, you can't do that, darling. That's not how it works. Yes, they are standalone in their own right, but they're all in line, in the same universe. They all go one after the other, which is why you have to watch them all in chronological order. So, yeah, so as I say, the next one will be Captain America, the First Avenger. So hopefully we'll watch that this week at some point. So I'm sure she'll enjoy that. But yeah, she has seen some TV shows with me. She's watched a few episodes of like Agent Carter. She's watched Arrow as well, and Gotham, and also obviously TheFlash. So she's aware of my geekiness and of the universe that I belong to. It's Newcastle Comic Con in 2 weeks on March 28th and 29th, and we are going, me and my girlfriend, along with Hayley as well. I'm obviously going to be in costume. Hayley's going to be in costume. Unfortunately, my girlfriend won't be in costume, but this is her first step. I don't want to, overwhelm her too much, so this will be her first step into the world of geekdom, as I'd like to call it. So I'm sure she'll enjoy it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So as I say, Age of Ultron. We've got all the character posters now out. The latest trailer has come out as well, which looks sweet. James Spader. Holy shit. How the hell did they manage to pull that one out of the hat? I do not know, but I cannot wait to see it now. So as I say, we're booked Thursday 23rd of April, and I will be doing my review later on that day. Let you know how awesome it was. I'm thinking of holding a competition for Age of Ultron. If you are interested, please let me know. Put the comments down below. If you want me to do a competition, because I've done this before. I did it for the first Avengers movie. So I think I might do another one for Age of Ultron. I think, yeah, probably will. So make your interests known. Share this video to as many people as you can. Let them know that I'm planning on doing a competition for Age of Ultron. Let's see what we can get. Okay, that'd be great. Suicide Squad. David Ayer is going nuts right now. He's been tweeting left, right and centre, production stills, shots of a certain Jared Leto and his hair being cut. Cara Delevingne has told people how it's going to blow our brains out. Joel Kinnaman is now officially on board as Rick Flag, because we know Tom Hardy has left because of his schedule and all that sort of stuff. So Joel Kinnaman, the new RoboCop, is playing Rick Flag. I'm looking forward to this. I still can't believe we're getting a Suicide Squad movie in the same year as Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's going to be incredible. So looking forward to it. So yeah, that's what's happening with Suicide Squad. Yeah, I really cannot wait to see how Jared is going to look as a Joker, and he's described his take as a Shakespearean Joker, which I think will be really interesting to see. Again, let's not compare with Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson. This is going to be Jared's own version. Whether or not he will watch or will have watched what Jack and Heath have done before him, that's entirely up to him. That's his own thing. Whether or not he actually wants to do that, it's down to him. Personally, if it was me, I wouldn't even do that. I would look at the original source material, which is the comics, and you base your take of the character from that. That's what Heath Ledger did. And he even put himself in a mental home for 6 months to better understand how this character works. Whether Jared is going to do the same thing, I don't know. But yeah, do it your way, Jared. Okay, if you want to do him as a Shakespearean character, do it. I can just hear the these and the thous right now coming out of his voice. Oh, dearie me. That will make you wet your pants and then some. So yeah. Wow, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's definitely kicking off now. It's really kicking off, Suicide Squad. So I cannot wait to see how that one unfolds. Star Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, 2015 December, Episode 7 of Force Awakens. 2016, we get the first standalone film, titled Rogue One. The lead actress in that, Felicity Jones. Directed by Gareth Edwards. Then May 2017, ladies and gentlemen, May 2017, Episode 8, directed by Rian Johnson. Can you... 3 Star Wars movies, one after the other. I mean, go back 30 odd years, nearly 40 years now, and you'll remember how the first Star Wars movie came out in 1977, the second Star Wars movie came out in 1980, the third one came out in 1983. 3 years in between, And then he did the same thing again for the prequels. 1999, episode 1. 2002, episode 2. 2005, episode 3. We are now at the point where it's perfectly fine to release a new Star Wars movie every year. And I'm not just talking about episode 7 and then a standalone, then another standalone, and then episode 8. No. Standalone, no, sorry. Episode 7, standalone, episode 8. What the fuck? Incredible. It's totally unprecedented, but totally incredible. We're going to get a new Star Wars movie out every year. Christmas and our birthdays have just come so early right now. I can't even, I just can't. I can't process it right now. Okay? I literally cannot process it. It's amazing, is what it is. And I actually checked this up on a website last week because someone was asking me about all the upcoming Marvel and DC Comics movies and stuff. And I had a look on Newsarama for all the, the list of movies due to come out between now and 2020. And I was looking at specifically 2016, I think it was 2016 and 2017. Those 2 years, we're going to have between 6 and 7 comic book movies. In both, each. So in 2016, we're going to get like six comic book movies. In 2017, we're going to have about 7. It's crazy that we are now living in a time where comic book movies are pretty much the norm. If you'd have said to someone 30 years ago that we are going to have this many comic book movies, they would have just turned around and thought, what the fuck are you smoking, dude? Yeah, okay, we had Superman the movie back in 1978. We had Star Wars the year before. And then after that came Superman 2, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Superman 3, Superman 4, Supergirl, and then later on Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Spawn, and even then you wouldn't have guessed that later on, 20, 30 years later, we'd be in a position where all these movies are now, they're just a norm. They are now mainstream. It's no longer about us comic book geeks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's no longer about us. Yes, we are pretty much the target audience, but we're not the main audience. Yes, I went to see Man of Steel 10 times at the cinema. Warner's, you've taken a big chunk of my cash on that. And I will do the same thing for Batman v Superman next year. I just have to explain to the girlfriend how that's going to happen, first of all. But yeah, things like that. These are the things that we as geeks, this is what we live for. This is what we are all about. I was even telling my girlfriend the other week how when the trailer for Batman v Superman comes out, 1, I've got to watch it live on the internet so that you guys can see my reaction. 2, when it gets shown in the cinema, I am going to scream like a little kid. She was like, no, please don't do that. I said, sorry darling, but I will. So you've got 2 choices. You can either sit there and cover your ears, or you can walk out the cinema. It's entirely up to you. But either way, I'm going to geek out like a kid when that trailer comes on. It's that simple. But if I have to go to the cinema by myself to watch it, that's fine with me. That's okay. I'm down with that. See, I don't think she understands the level of excitement that I'm going to portray when the trailer comes out. So yeah, she has no idea what she's in for. But yeah, like I say, 3 Star Wars movies in the space of 3 years between now and 2017. Oh my god. So yeah, so that's amazing. Rogue One, the first standalone Star Wars film, 2016, and then it is 2016, isn't it? I believe it is, because if that is the case, they're going to have to start filming like right away. It's going to be interesting. I'm just going to quickly double check. While I do check, anyway, like I say, obviously we've got Felicity Jones, who's playing the lead in Rogue One. Whether or not Rogue One is going to be more X-Wing centric, but at the same time will we also have Boba Fett? Because they did say that, you know, the first standalone movie was rumoured to be about Boba Fett. How he's going to escape from Sarlacc and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that will be very interesting. I cannot find the news, but I'm looking for it. So, yeah, as I say, it is all kicking off, especially with Star Wars. Yeah, here we are. So, Episode 8 is coming May 26th, 2017. And as I say, yeah, Rogue One, December 16, 2016. Okay? So, wow, amazing. But just to add to Star Wars, in the run-up to The Force Awakens, Marvel are going to be releasing 20 new comic books or stories in the run-up to The Force Awakens. And it's going to pretty much take place between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So forget, or choose not to forget, everything that you have read in terms of books, comics, the expanded universe that happened before The Force Awakens, okay, because that's no longer canon, but it can still be your canon if you want it to be, okay, it's entirely up to you. Because I remember years ago when I was in school, there was a kid that I went to school with who was a massive Star Wars fan, big into Star Wars. He had the books, he had the toys, he had everything. And he brought in one particular book. I couldn't tell you what it was called, but I do remember reading the fact that Han Solo and Princess Leia both got married and had 3 kids, I believe, twins, and was it a boy? One of the twins was called Anakin. And I remember that much, okay? And that took place, was it 10, maybe 15 years after Return of the Jedi? Something like that, I cannot remember. But basically, The Force Awakens is not going to mention anything. It's not going to be like that. You're not going to have, you probably will have Han and Leia married with kids or something, but who knows what it's going to be. But in the run-up to the film, as I say, 20 new stories are going to be released. So if you're into that sort of thing, get them and go for it. Back to other films. I've already mentioned, obviously, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. We're still waiting for the trailer for that one. I just want to mention about Ghostbusters. We know that there's a female-led version being made. Now there's talk of a new male-led version. Supposedly going to have Channing Tatum. And who was the other dude they mentioned? There was another guy that was going to be in this new Star Wars, this new Ghostbusters universe now. Can you believe they're going to do a Ghostbusters cinematic universe? I mean, what are they thinking? Just leave it alone. He should have left it alone. There was no need to do any new Ghostbusters movie. No, none at all. Should just left it. But no, they decided that they are going to do 2 new Ghostbusters movie, female-led, male-led, and let's now start a universe for it. Why? No, there's no need for it. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, Channing Tatum, and I am seriously forgetting who the other person is that is supposedly going to be in the film. Doesn't say in this article, so yeah, never mind. But why? Just why? That's all I'm saying. Just why? Obviously, the biggest news that came out for Marvel in particular, Spider-Man's coming back home, ladies and gentlemen. Sony have agreed with Marvel to include Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What does this mean? Reboot! Sorry, Andrew Garfield. Sorry, Mark Webb. They still want to do the Sinister Six, though, Sony. So how that's going to play with this new Spider-Man, it's going to be interesting. Again, there's going to be a younger version, this time probably 16, 17, teenager. We don't know who's going to play him, but one name that's been bandied about is Freddie Highmore. If you watch Bates Motel, I think you'll know him from that. I seem to remember him from what did I watch him in? I can't remember what I watched Freddie in, but I watched him in a movie or two previously. But yeah, he's also actually come out to say that he would like to be put up for the role. That's something. So yeah, when are we going to see this new Spider-Man? Captain America Civil War. Which I think is bringing in some interesting characters. Because obviously we've got Black Panther. He's going to be introduced in Civil War. And then of course, who else? Obviously I've already mentioned Spider-Man. And Hawkeye is going to appear in there as well. Obviously Iron Man, we already knew that. And I think also, did they say Black Widow was going to be in it as well? Maybe. I think Black Widow is also going to be in Civil War. But, yeah, Civil War is getting big. It's getting really big. That's going to be interesting. Have they actually started filming Civil War? Because that's supposed to come out next year, right? I don't think they've started filming it, have they? Oh, dear me. But speaking of, Iron Man's been busy. Robert Downey Jr., he gave this young boy an Iron Man prosthetic bionic arm. It was actually out of like the proper sort of Iron Man arm, and it's amazing. And the kid, oh, what a gentleman Robert Downey Jr. is, and that kid will be forever awesome. You know, he's a lucky dude, and for Robert to do that as well. And not to mention also the two Chris's, Chris Pratt and Chris Evans, they completed their second phase of their bet for the Super Bowl. And this time Chris Evans got dressed up as Captain America, went to Chris Pratt's Choice of Hospital to visit the children there. It was brilliant. It's good when you see these actors do these things. You know, they don't ask for it. They don't ask for the publicity. They do it off their own backs. You know, both Chris's did a bet. The initial bet was, if my team wins, you've got to do this, but if your team wins, I'll do it. But instead, I can't remember who won. Was it the Seahawks? I think it was the Seahawks that won. And then both Chris's decided, you know what? We'll do it together. Let's visit each other's hospitals, because why not? You can do that. And it's not for the publicity or anything, but when you see them do things like that out of the kindness of their own hearts, and Christian Bale's done it, Henry Cavill has done it, you know, Ron Perlman as well, when he fully dressed up as Hellboy at one point. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see these guys do this, and it's just wonderful. It really is wonderful. So hats off to them, and I salute them as well. It's brilliant to see things like that. So I've already mentioned Civil War and stuff. Talk about Suicide Squad. Ghostbusters as well has been briefly mentioned. God, there was so much, wasn't there? I should have done this ages ago, shouldn't I? Should not have left it till now to talk about all of this stuff. But yeah, so much going on. What else have we got? There's just so much. There really is so much. Mission Impossible 5 has finished wrapping. Can you believe that film's coming out in July? We're less than a few months away till the 5th Mission Impossible movie. This movie was originally supposed to be released in December of this year, but they've moved it forward by about 5-6 months. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. So we should expect the trailer very, very soon as well. The 24th Bond movie is filming as we speak as well, and picking up steam as well at the same time. Just to quickly go back regarding Star Wars, Harrison Ford. I hope he's recovering, because he did have an accident. Obviously we know he broke his leg on set towards the back end of last year, and it did hamper the production quite slightly. I said the back end of last year, more like middle of last year, but it did hamper the production slightly. But this time round, no idea what he was doing, but he was flying his plane and crash landed successfully in a, not when I mean successfully, I don't mean like that, but crash landed in a golf course, and had a few scrapes and cuts, but I think he's doing okay now. Just to also mention that we have lost a huge legend just this past week. Leonard Nimoy, aka Mr. Spock, passed away. I think he was battling pneumonia. So Spock, you live long, you prospered. Farewell, dear friend. You'll be up there now with Scotty and Bones as well. I'm sure the three of you are discussing a few things as well. But yeah, huge loss. I was really hoping that if he was still around, he would have been in for the third Star Trek movie, which would have celebrated 50 years next year, which would have been awesome. But we still don't even know what's happening with the third Star Trek movie anyway. We don't know if it's still happening, because Roberto Orci he's walked away from the project. They're not even using his script anymore. He was going to direct, but now he's not. I don't even know who's going to direct it now. I've completely forgotten about that, to be honest, so that's weird. So, but yeah, it was really nice touch though to have Leonard on the two previous Star Trek films, you know, as a connection, bridging back to the old series and the old films as well. So, but yeah, huge loss to science fiction and film and entertainment all round, and just life really, you know. So yeah, rest in peace, Leonard. Rest in peace. Anyway, so moving swiftly on. So where are we? Yeah, so pretty much I think that's it in the movie side of things. You know, there's still a lot going on. Fantastic Four. I'll quickly mention Fantastic Four. We have seen the first trailer for it. It does look interesting. I will go and see it. I just don't know how it's going to turn out. I have faith in Josh Trank because, you know, if you've seen Chronicle, it's amazing. Absolutely superb. He did really well with that film. It will be interesting to see exactly how this works for him. You know, a lot of people are already saying, oh, it's going to flop. But as long as people go and see it, if it makes enough money, the sequel's around the corner. They will be making a sequel for it, so it's totally fine. Just want to quickly step back to TV news because I've completely forgotten about Marvel's Netflix deal. Daredevil airs next month, April 10th to be exact, on Netflix. Trailers and pictures and all sorts have been out. It's looking sweet. AKA Jessica Jones is being filmed as we speak, which will also include it's Lucas Cage, isn't it? I believe Lucas Cage, who's also getting his own TV series as well on Netflix. So that's all happening. It is all going, I tell you. So as I say, AKA Jessica Jones is currently filming, and I can't remember what the fourth one was for Marvel and Netflix that they were doing. Because it's Daredevil, AKA Jessica Jones, Lucas Cage, which is Iron Fist, is it? I think. I can't remember what the fourth one is. Someone remind me what the fourth one is anyway, okay? By the way, we are 40 odd minutes into this video. So if you are still sitting here watching this, well done. You're either extremely bored or you are extremely bored. But yeah, pretty much everything I've talked about so far is not anything new. It's stuff that you would have already read up on. But I know people wanted to hear my views on certain things and such, so I've already pretty much aired them just now. So yeah, let's move on to comics, because it's all kicking off for DC right now. And I know Marvel have got their Secret Wars and other stuff coming up. I don't know too much about it, so I'm not really going to mention anything regarding that. All I know is that they've got the Secret Wars, they've got the Star Wars comics as well. They're having a whole range of Star Wars stuff, by the way. It's looking interesting, so that's pretty good for them. But yeah, DC, the offices are moving from New York to Burbank in California. And during that time, which is April and May, whilst they're moving, we are getting convergence. What is convergence? Okay. Basically, convergence is every single story or character that you have read about for DC over the past 80 odd years, they're all coming back, essentially. We've got people like Superman, pre-New 52, Superman and Lois together, Lois pregnant with their child. We've got Booster Gold, we've got Blue Beetle, we've got Batman, we've got Robin, we've got Supergirl, we've got Matrix Supergirl, we've got Superboy as well. We've even got oh god, who else have we got? I mean, we've got a huge lineup. I can't even think of it right now, but it's going to be big. And there's already been hints of convergence in, if you've been reading the New 52 Future's End in particular, there are hints and tidbits about convergence. So it's going to be big. And when convergence is finished, post-convergence, we're getting a new costume for Superman, Wonder Woman and Batman. New look. Okay. You'll remember when the New 52 came out and everybody was ranting and raving, me in particular as well, I was very vocal, about Superman's new outfit. T-shirt, a pair of jeans and a cape. And I said at the time how Grant Morrison was modelling this Superman on Bruce Springsteen, because that's what he said he was doing. Well, turns out that post-convergence is going to be of a similar nature. This time, no cape, but the T-shirt is more in line with the Fleischer style T-shirt from the 1940s. Black background, red S. Yeah, you get the idea. That's what he's going to be wearing. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, her outfit, interesting, yet at the same time, what the hell. Batman is going to be looking like, well, people are saying the Tick in armour. The Tick in Iron Man armour, basically. Whether or not this is going to be a long-lasting thing, again, I don't know, because we all remember what happened when New 52 kicked off. The T-shirt and jeans outfit didn't last that long. It is currently in New 52 Future's End, bear in mind that takes place 5 years in the future. It is currently in that, but if you're reading things like Action Comics and Superman with John Romita Jr. doing the artwork, which now Jeff Johns is actually off the project of Superman, which I'm really sad about, because he really did revitalise the character in certain ways. I can't remember who it is that's taken over writing duties again for Superman once Convergence is over, but yeah, the new look is going to be interesting. And guess what? I can cosplay that costume already. I've got that T-shirt, okay? So I can cosplay that character anytime I want. I did sort of tweet a photo, essentially, of me in that T-shirt in the last week or so. So if you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm looking forward to Convergence. I'm looking forward to see what happens. But I do not think that the costumes will last. I do think that eventually Superman will get back into his cape. It's just a question of when. And apparently now everybody's going to know his identity. He's going to lose certain powers, including his vulnerability as well. So who knows? There's a lot of things changing, so it's all kicking off. But I still think that the costume side of things, especially for Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman, or for all of them, however many of them are getting new costumes, it won't last. Okay? So I'm not going to rant about it. I'm not going to say how bad it looks or how crap it is, this, that and the other, because I did that 4 years ago. Look what happened. So, yeah, so I'm not going to delve into it too much, really, to be perfectly honest. But, so yeah, Convergence is going to be big. I don't know what comics I'm actually going to buy in that series. I know I'm going to get pretty much the Superman lot, but whether or not I also want to get the Justice League as well, is going to be Justice League International. Of course, they're back. I already mentioned Booster Golding, Blue Beetle, Fire, Ice, a few others as well. I think Rocket Red is going to be in there as well. Maxwell Lord as well. So yeah, they're bringing them back. They really are. We're even getting Superman Red Sun, and we're getting Earth 22 Superman, Kingdom Come as well. Convergence is going to be huge. Wow, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, but anyway, almost an hour I've been talking. I don't know how I've done it, but you can tell how long it's been since I've done these videos. So I'm going to try my best to not keep it too long this time. But before I go, completely forgot to mention the first look of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Fucking epic or what? It looks amazing. He looks the business. Okay? He's standing there with the trident. He's got the armour on this side of his arms. He's got tattoos all the way down here. The hair is ruffled up, but you can see the blonde locks and everything as well. He looks fucking badass. Absolutely awesome. And I tell you what, that's what I was hoping for. And that's exactly what we're getting. I can't wait to see it. Zack Snyder tweeted the picture just basically saying there is only one true king. And then if you look at the picture itself, unite the seven. That could mean one of two things. One, it could mean united the seven members of the Justice League. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern. Wait there. Superman. Sorry, did I say Green Arrow? Not Green Arrow. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, and Cyborg. Could it be that? Or could it mean uniting the seven seas, seeing as he is pretty much the king of Atlantis and is king of the seven seas? So, who knows? And a little bit more interesting about Jason Momoa, someone had him sign the poster that he features on, and he basically signed it at the top. It's really funny, this is. Fuck Marvel. I'm going to leave it there, people. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you all very soon. Bye.